What's up again there, guys? Brent here, D3 Topics Gamer, here to share a little discussion video I want to share with you guys today. I was recently on vacation on Hawaii, and during the PlayStation State of Play, they did announce a number of games that they were working on, but the biggest announcement was that they finally gave us a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, this one called Ghost of Yōtei. And I just wanted to share my initial thoughts as for why I'm really excited to play this game, as well as give my own personal takes on some controversial ideas that have been kind of going throughout the comment section of a lot of these type of videos and just where I stand on the whole subject. So if you haven't enjoyed this video by the end, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to track me on my future videos and reviews, or just general videos in general. And if you could, if you haven't already, make sure you press one of the links in the description down below to either my Twitter or X or Instagram or Twitter, or just in my social media outlets. And if you follow me, I will be sure to follow you right back. That way we can keep in contact with each other. So right out of the back, the overall viewpoint that I share about this game is that as of right now, I'm really excited for this game. I thought Ghost of Tsushima was easily, without question, the last truly great PlayStation game that came out for the previous gen system. And I love that game so much, I actually went and bought the director's cut on PlayStation 5. So this truly was a phenomenal game, and just easily one of the best games I've played that involved the location of Japan. And I'm really excited to go back and revisit it again. Now, out of the gate, the biggest controversy that I've seen online about this game is the fact that we're no longer playing as Jin. Instead, we're playing as a female protagonist character set 300 years into the future from the last game in another area. And I think a lot of people were probably expecting to play as Jin again, to see his story continue. But as someone who actually had a chance to go back and replay that game recently, I feel like his story was pretty much well-rounded and concluded by the end, especially if you played the, I believe it's called Ika Island DLC, which kind of went into the backstory involving his father. So he kind of already settled his dispute with his uncle, who didn't approve of him kind of giving up the samurai honor code. And then he kind of got over his own trauma with what happened with his father when he went to the island. So I felt that at that point, the story that Jin had around his character was pretty well concluded, and he just kind of went off into legend. And so I personally, though I think I would have accepted another game around Jin, I'm totally fine that we're focusing on another character who is going to go through their own journey and give their own experience of what they believe it feels like for them to take on the persona of the ghost. Because this happens 300 years after the first game, I have to assume that the idea of being the ghost is kind of like a legendary title, and that this new female protagonist is going to take that persona and do their own thing with it, or use it in a way that they believe works for them. And that's an idea I absolutely accept. Now, some people are just going to go, oh, they're just gender swapping, or oh, this is some kind of agenda by DEI, or it's some kind of wokeness. And I think people are jumping the gun. I understand that from an outside perspective, it could seem that way, but I think that people who have that viewpoint are really jumping the gun because we don't know enough about this game. We only have this single trailer, so I don't think it's fair to make a really massive judgment on something that you don't know too much about. And I think all of this is being based off the fact that the voice actress apparently is like a serious activist and has like a number of opinions that I personally don't agree with. And if that's the case, then for me personally, that doesn't bother me too much, simply because if this is the English voice actress, I'm not even going to be listening to her voice, because much like I did in the first game, I'm going to be putting the Japanese voices on. It always seemed weird to me, the idea of using English voice actors to play Japanese characters in a feudal Japan setting. It always seemed appropriate to use the Japanese voice. So if that is the case, and this is the English voice actress, then I'm not concerned at all, because I won't even hear her voice. So that's not going to hurt my enjoyment of the game. And I have doubts that Sucker Punch would be so stupid as to take the activist ideas of a voice actress and incorporate them into their character, because that's just not how characters, as far as in my experience, are done. They don't take actors and then insert their own personal viewpoints and beliefs into their character. Their character has probably already been written out, and they're just hiring a voice actress just to give a performance, and that's about it. And perhaps we might have multiple voice actors for different languages. So I think that fact that people are going so extreme and saying, "Oh my God, it's gonna go in this completely different direction, and it's not what we want," and because of that, I'm not gonna buy it, and it's an agenda, and it's a whole other thing. And I don't want to sound like I'm kind of defending the idea of DEI or wokeness because I'm against all of that. But it's simply the fact that we don't know enough about this game. This game comes out next year, and we're basing this all off of a trailer. And we're so pissed off because Jin isn't here, and and we love that character so much. And trust me, I love Jin too. He was a fantastic protagonist, and I think the story of Ghost of Tsushima was incredible. Absolutely nothing short of phenomenal. But just from my opinion, I felt like, heck, if they want to move on to another character, that's perfectly fine because I felt like we actually did enough with the Jin character that his story can conclude and we can move on to someone else. We don't even know. Maybe this protagonist character is a descendant of Jin, so who knows? It's just the fact that I'm annoyed that people are taking such extreme steps after such little information, and they're making all kinds of crazy assumptions. And so you might end up in a camp where like all these people are complaining about that game now, and then maybe Sucker Punch hears this controversy, and then when the game finally comes out and all of us play it, we realize, oh, we were actually jumping the gun for something that it wasn't. We thought it was going to be one thing, and it actually ended up being pretty good. And that's the route I think and I hope this game is going to go. Now, trust me, there's nothing wrong with having speculation. Maybe this game might be awful. Maybe they might include all of this stupid wokeness ideas. And if that is the case, trust me, I will bash it just as hard as anything else. As of right now, I'm reserving my anticipation in saying, I hope this game is going to be good. And I have faith that this game is going to be good. Sucker Punch has not missed a beat. As far as I'm concerned, they've never made a game that I haven't enjoyed. I've enjoyed all the Infamous games, and I fell in love with Ghost of Tsushima so much that I think that is easily the best game that they've ever made, or at least one of my personal favorites from them. And I have faith that this development team is just going to give us another great game that might do some things different, but might make some improvements that even the original game didn't have at the time. And I have faith in that. And that's where I choose to keep my mindset. I want to keep an open mind until I get my hands on this game and experience it for myself. And I don't feel like going down this serious negative path and making all these crazy assumptions. So those are my thoughts on the upcoming Ghost of, I believe it was Yōtei game. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. Are you guys excited? Are there some concerns? What are some things you would like to see? Share your thoughts with me and everyone else in the comments down below. And like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I'll see you next time.